Have you ever scrolled through TikTok late at night only to stumble upon a video that has you snorting with laughter so hard you wake the dog? That's the kind of magic Steve Bridges brought to the platform, turning everyday annoyances into comedic masterpieces that resonated with over 2 million followers. But behind the green screen antics and exaggerated accents was a man whose life story was as compelling as his skits, filled with hardship, heart, and a relentless drive to make the world chuckle. Steve, born on September 27, 1984 in Illinois, didn't exactly get dealt the royal flush in the game of life. As the eldest of his siblings, he grew up in a home shadowed by his parents' struggles with alcohol and drugs. Picture this chaotic scene: a freezing house infested with mice, where young Steve, at just 7 years old, stepped up as the family jester to shield his brothers and sisters from the gloom. He'd crack jokes, mimic silly voices, and spin tales to lift their spirits during stints in foster care and those long, cold nights. It wasn't just survival, it was the birthplace of his comedy. Steve later reflected that this disastrous past gave him endless material, turning pain into punchlines without fear of diving into the darker stuff. Who knew that dodging rodents could be the ultimate comedy boot camp? Fast forward through his teens and early adulthood, and Steve wasn't immediately destined for viral stardom. He dabbled in stand-up comedy for about a decade, honing his timing on dimly lit stages where the audience might have been more interested in their drinks than his bits. But life threw him curveballs. He worked in the hospital industry, even as a housekeeper, scrubbing floors and observing the absurdities of medical mayhem. Those shifts sparked ideas for sketches. Imagine overhearing nurses banter or dealing with quirky patients and thinking, this could be gold. It was during this grind that his wife Chelsey entered the picture like a plot twist in one of his videos. They met, fell in love, and tied the knot, living a life together for over 16 years. Chelsey, spotting an influencer's tip about affordable housing in Peoria, Illinois, convinced them to relocate there, setting the stage for Steve's digital breakthrough. With her encouragement and often her co-starring role, he dove headfirst into TikTok around 2020, just as the platform was exploding during the pandemic. People were stuck at home, craving laughs, and Steve delivered in spades with his point-of-view skits that captured the ridiculousness of daily life. His rise was meteoric, from a few hundred views to millions, amassing 2.1 million followers on TikTok and another 400,000 on Instagram. What made him stand out? Those unforgettable characters, each one a hilarious exaggeration drawn from real-world irritants. Take the Junior, for instance. Oh man, Junior was a fan favorite. This bumbling, overconfident dude with a thick accent who'd stumble through scenarios like trying to sell you on a shady deal or navigating family drama with zero self-awareness. In one viral clip, Junior attempts to impress at a barbecue only to spill sauce everywhere and blame it on the wind, leaving viewers in tears. Then there's the iPad Kid, a spot-on parody of those screen-obsessed children who demand snacks mid-tantrum while glued to their tablets. Steve would don a kid's outfit, screech in a high-pitched voice, and mimic the chaos of public outings, like causing a scene at a grocery store because the Wi-Fi dipped. It was relatable gold. Parents everywhere nodded along thinking, that's my life. Not to mention the deadbeat boyfriend, a lazy, excuse-making slacker who'd promise the moon but deliver a pebble, often featuring Chelsey as the exasperated partner, rolling her eyes in the background. Their chemistry was electric. She'd pop in for cameos, adding that authentic couple banter that made the skits feel like peeking into a funny neighbor's window. And let's not forget the dirty kid or the solar panel salesman, a pushy hustler who'd corner you with eco pitches laced with bad puns like, go green or go home, literally because your electric bill will evict you. Steve's green screen magic turns simple setups into full-blown productions, with costume changes, sound effects, and impeccable timing that had commenters begging for more. One blooper reel alone racked up thousands of likes, showing Steve cracking up mid-take, his infectious laugh proving he was just as fun off-script. He even paid homage to his idols like comedian Chris D'Elia in early videos, where he'd riff on stand-up bits, blending admiration with his unique spin. By 2024, his fame spilled over. He landed an IMDb page hinting at potential acting gigs, though he stayed true to his online roots. Fans loved how he flipped his tough upbringing into these characters. The deadbeat boyfriend might have echoed absent figures from his past, but Steve transformed it into empowerment, showing that humor could heal. His videos weren't just funny, they were cathartic, reminding us that life's messiest moments make the best stories. On a personal level, Steve was the antithesis of his on-screen personas. Chelsey described him as the most attentive father and the best husband, a sweet guy who doted on their 3 kids, a 14-year-old daughter, and 10-year-old twin boys. Family was his anchor. They'd appear in lighter skits like humorous takes on parenting fails or twin mischief, always with a wink that said, "This is us," warts and all. Steve had been ramping up his health game lately, focusing on diet and fitness after losing family members young. His grandmother passed in her sleep at 52, and both his dad and grandfather in their 40s. It was a proactive move, but tragically, it wasn't enough. On October 15th, 2025, Steve died peacefully in his sleep at home in Peoria at just 41 years old. Chelsey found him on the couch, and the Peoria Police Department confirmed it as a natural death, though autopsy details were pending. The news hit like a gut punch. She shared it in a raw, tearful video on his account saying it was totally out of the blue. Fans flooded the comments with shock and sorrow, many recalling how his videos got them through tough days. "Junior will live on in our hearts," one wrote, and another quipped, "Heaven just got a lot funnier. Hope they have green screens up there." Tributes poured in from everywhere. Close friend and filmmaker Eric Mathis called him an incredible talent, beloved by millions, praising his kindness and passion. Reddit threads buzzed with memories, like how his iPad Kid skit perfectly captured quarantine chaos, or the way that Dirty Kid had people sharing their own childhood horror stories with laughs. Even on X, formerly Twitter, users posted clips saying things like, "RIP to a legend who made scrolling worthwhile." A GoFundMe set up by friends skyrocketed past $50,000 in days, helping Chelsey and the kids with expenses amid the grief. She urged compassion, noting her Gen Z and Alpha kids might grieve online, and encouraged everyone to hug their loved ones tight. Life's too short after all. Steve's legacy? It's in the laughter he sparked, the barriers he broke for digital creators, and the reminder that comedy can rise from the ashes of adversity. He lived his dream, making people giggle at the absurdities of existence, from pushy salesmen to family follies. In a world that often feels heavy, Steve was the lighthearted rebel, proving that a well-timed joke could conquer almost anything. His videos will keep circulating, introducing new fans to Junior's antics or the deadbeat boyfriend's excuses, ensuring his humor endures. As Chelsey put it, thanks to you, internet, he's been able to live his dream. And boy, did he ever. So next time you hit play on a funny clip, think of Steve, the kid who turned mice-infested misery into million-view magic. For more heartfelt dives into the lives of creators who shape our feeds and steal our hearts, subscribe to Inside Hollywood. Hit that like button if Steve ever made you laugh, share this to keep his memory alive, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update on the stars who light up our screens.